Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode of Same Page Your Books. I'm Josh.
And I'm Tyler.
Today we're going to be talking about something that I hope, maybe I don't know, but I'm sure most have heard this in your life, that you're too nice. The question is, are we too nice? First question is, can being too nice make people lose respect for you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's kind of like a sad truth of the world, I think, that like nice people get taken advantage of a lot. I like have a really like strong sense of hope that like karmic retribution is a real thing, and that like if you treat someone poorly, especially someone that's being nice, or you take advantage of them, that like eventually that'll come back to bite you in the behind. But yeah, I think there's instances every day where, you know, sometimes less agreeable people come out on top because they're not willing to put up with the BS, so to speak, whereas nice people are kind of willing to back off a little bit, just let things be, and kind of take the hit themselves in order to make everyone else around them happy. So, yeah. Unfortunate, but true.
Yeah, people lose respect for you if you're super nice and walk all over you, treat you like trash, and they know you'll probably still stick around. It's sad. Because usually when you're nice, you're trying to, like, keep the peace.
Right.
So you'll just, like, deal with internally and self. But you just rather everything be going well, but you just get walked all over. And you have no, like, self-respect, low-key, if you allow it. There's a difference between, like, being nice and just letting people walk all over you. And I think usually if you're just super nice or you're too nice, you let people walk all over you.
Yeah.
So speaking up is kind of needed, but regardless, on to the next. Do people take advantage of kindness?
I mean, yeah, we kind of just answered it, but yeah. Not everyone, for sure. And I think there's definitely times where, like, you can tell that the gratitude is genuine and, like, they very much appreciate your kindness. But probably more often, there are times where kindness gets taken advantage of.
I 100% agree. I think the average person that I come in contact with takes advantage of my kindness and takes advantage of other people's kindness. I think only the people that are absolutely closest to you, or like your girl or your family and all that, or close friends, won't, or at least you hope. But yeah, like, what? I just do nice things all the time, or like people will just assume and expect it. So you gotta have to be like conscious of where you put your energy and effort in, but obviously don't stop being kind, but maybe be careful who you're kind to.
Right.
Next, is being nice different from being genuine?
Yeah, I think so. I guess to give like a good example, like when we're together, or me and my boys are together, or you and your boys, like there's a certain level of ribbing and name calling and just kind of joking around that like an outside observer probably wouldn't call nice. But ultimately that just shows like the bond you have and the closeness you have, and you could be your genuine self and be who you are around people that you are close to without necessarily having to worry about being nice or kind, or I mean, to a certain extent you have to worry about their feelings, but like for the most part you can kind of get away with a lot more, versus when you're interacting with a stranger, like you're probably a little more proper than you typically are. You probably hold yourself a little bit up. Your vocabulary is probably a little bit different, right? And that's all just in an effort to be like respectful and nice and good to the person that you're meeting for the first time. So yeah, I mean, I don't know that niceness is ungenuine in the sense of like you're not being shallow and I'm going to be two-faced. Like you do want to be kind, but you definitely kind of change your personality a little bit depending on what group of people you're hanging out with.
I 100% agree. I think that a genuine person can be nice, but I don't think all nice people are genuine, because usually you're putting up a mask and you're kind of fake. Because like I think about it, like today, last day of school, subbing, and some of the kids were pissing me off. Granted, I have to be more patient because some of them have their things, but I was being nice, but was I being my genuine self and saying what I actually felt or thought? No. I think there's a clear difference. So yeah, you're right. It does depend who you're around. Like the first time you're meeting somebody, you'll be more proper. You'll be nicer. Or if you're dealing with certain kids, or you're around certain family members,
or a job interview,
or 100%, you're gonna be a little bit more proper and try to present the most best and just self.
Right. Most wholesome.
yes, but genuine, not always. That's like only the select few.
Right.
Hopefully, everybody sees that, but only select few get it consistently.
For sure.
Next, have you ever been nice just to avoid conflict?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
There have definitely been times where I've been in an argument or a disagreement. I think the times I find myself most often doing that is when the other person is like very emotional. And that's not to say that their emotions are wrong or unwarranted or unneeded or unjust, but it also means that like we're not going to be able to have a conversation about this because you're not going to be coming from it from a logical standpoint. And so like in that sense, yeah, I'm going to be nice. I'm just going to kind of let things go, and if it really is a bigger issue, then like we'll talk about it later. But if it's not something that I like, I don't need to die on the hill for every single argument. I can just be nice and let it go, type of thing. So yeah, or you're in a parking lot, someone steals your parking spot. What I want to say and do is not nice, so I try and hold back from saying and doing those things. And just, it's fine. I'll park somewhere else. No worries.
I 100% agree with all of that. It's never really that deep, but if it is that deep, then I have no problem like being all for the conflict and saying my piece. But I can think of so many times where like I just chose to be nice and let it go. From like past relationships, I would always think, and even friendships and family members, I'll think, what's more important, winning and being right when I would like to think most of the time I was right, and I can say it with certainty at least 50% of the time I was, or being right and losing them, what's more important? I'd rather keep the relationship and keep the person in my life. So sometimes being nice is best when you're like dealing with conflict, but I think it just depends on if it's something that you feel like it's worth speaking up and standing up for. Absolutely. But that's a person by person thing. Some things I would speak up for and stand up for, you may not. Some way somebody else. So it just depends.
Yeah, agreed.
And last but not least, when should you stop being nice and start being direct?
I mean, I guess kind of like we talked about earlier, of like having a little self-respect for yourself. Like, it's great to be a kind person and a nice person to everyone, but as soon as someone starts taking advantage of that or of you and your situation and you're being nice, like, you need to kind of stand up for yourself and say, all right, enough is enough. And maybe that doesn't necessarily mean confronting them in that moment, but it might just mean like removing yourself from the situation or the equation. Like, they can't take advantage of you if you're not there, right? So kind of like you said, like there is a certain level of like a lack of self-respect when you let people walk over you, and it's great to be nice, but you lose all those cookies, their brownie points for being nice when someone starts taking advantage of you.
In a perfect world, you're both nice and direct, but not everybody can achieve that. I think you have to be direct when people are just walking all over you, or the moment somebody's getting close to like, they're just tiptoeing around your boundary that you set for yourself. It's important to set boundaries. If you don't, then you're just gonna live a painful life. You're gonna have people talk to you crazy, take advantage of your kindness, expect things that they probably shouldn't. So it's probably best to be direct the moment it happens the first time, so it doesn't become a trend and they feel comfortable continuing to treat you that way. But I don't think you should ever stop being, I don't know necessarily nice. Nice, I think, is a BS word. I don't like nice. Nice guys, the term they finish last. To some degree, yeah, but I believe it's a marathon, not a race. So I usually think the nice, kind person will win in the end. But do not be nice. You will live a painful life. If anything, be kind and genuine, and don't necessarily always code switch if you're trying to act a certain way. But it'll all work out as long as you're direct and speak up for yourself. You can't expect anything if you don't advocate for yourself.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
So yeah,
don't be nice, be kind.
There you go. Be kind. Don't be nice. Be direct. Don't let people stand all over you. Set up boundaries, and everything will work out.
Your kindness is a gift. Don't give it to people who won't appreciate it.
Love that. We'll see you next time.
Peace.